Good morning. Let's slide to the edge of the chair and just take a deep breath and move your shoulders kind of back and forth. Find out, where are my shoulders this morning? How much movement do I have in my shoulders? And when I do move, let me just kind of put myself together here. When I move my shoulders back and forth, is it just my shoulders? What else is moving? Just tiny little movement back and forth. Or maybe even first, is my right shoulder is more free and my left one maybe less? Is it the other way around? And if one of them is freer, where? Is it on the forward or is it on the back? And let it go. And let's go just back, back, back with one of them. Just back, 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 back. Tiny little movement of the shoulder going back. So it looks like this. Back, 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 back. And notice, where does it get stuck? Do you feel the ribs? Do you feel your shoulder blade, the scapula? Does it get a pinch somewhere? And let it go. And let's do the other one. Back, back, back. How does this feel? Do you hear cracks? Don't push it, don't force it, just kind of easy. Good. Now we're going to do the forward. Forward, 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 forward with the first one. It's my right one. And now do the other one. Forward, 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 forward. Forward, forward. And rest. Now, when my right one will go forward, my left one will go back. When my left will go forward, my right will go back. So now I'm paying attention that when one goes forward, the other one goes back. So I'm not just working with my shoulders, but now I have to have my spine rotate, as small as it is. See if you can feel the column in the center rotating, because one shoulder goes forward and the other one goes back. See if you need to exhale somewhere, if you can let go. And rest the shoulders, rest the arms, let them dangle. And make sure that they are in front of your chair. So you're sitting right on the very edge, so the arm has place to go. Because we are going to move the shoulder and the arm forward and back. Really gentle. But now it's not just the shoulder like we did here, but we're going to do it with the whole arm. And again, see if you can feel the spine rotating, the vertebrae turning on their own axis to allow your arms to move forward and back, forward and back. Are you moving your shoulders with your arms? Or are you just doing this now? Let's take the whole shoulder and arms and spine and rest. Take a breath. And on the next time, we're going to do the same thing, but when you bring the arm forward, see if you, besides the rotation, you can have a little bit of a elevation. So when my right one goes forward, I'm rotating and I'm lifting just a little bit. Think about succeeding in something and have this pride. Yay! Yay! Yeah, so the chest is going just a little bit up and opens up as the spine rotates. And keep on doing it and stay very, very comfortable. Don't exert yourself, because you should be able to do it now for an hour. And as you're doing it, start paying attention to your waistline and to your hip. Is your hip rotating, going back and forth? I mean, not rotating, but flexing and extending. As the arm goes forward, the hip goes forward. Arm goes forward, hip goes forward. And if you don't have that motion, invite it to come in. So you roll off your sitting bones and on top, and off and on top. Off and on top. So every time the arm is in front, you are on your sitting bones and you lift it and rotate it. You come back and you change. So there is like wave that goes down and wave that comes in. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. So whether you pay attention to the rhythm of your breath or to the rhythm of your pelvis moving back and forth, or to the rhythm of your arms and your shoulders moving back and forth, see if you can make a whole body experience out of this forward and backwards with the shoulders. And rest. Amazing, isn't it? How a tiny little thing can just take, the whole body is participating. Pa-pam, 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 ta-tam, 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 ta-tam. Again. Ta-tam, 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 ta-tam. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And inhale. And exhale. One shoulder goes up and the other one goes down. And change. So now the spine is bending side to side. It's not a rotation anymore. It's like we can be squished between double windows. And the ribs are moving, they are contracting, the muscles in between. And we're skinny as we can be, and we're bending only to the side. As the shoulder goes up and the shoulder slides down, and the shoulder slides up and the shoulder slides down. So I inhale coming up, and I exhale going down. And I inhale as I lift my torso up. And I exhale, going to the side. And my shoulder is, the other shoulder is up. I inhale and exhale. And I inhale and I exhale. And I inhale exhale, and inhale, and rest. Lift your one shoulder up and the other one down. Lift the other shoulder up and the other one down. And now, when you lift the shoulder up, bring your head towards it. And when you bring the other shoulder up, bring your head towards it. And bring the shoulder up and bring your head towards it. And bring your shoulder up and bring your head towards it. Is your ear touching your shoulder? And side. So now the ribs are lifting up, even though the head is going into the shoulder and the shoulder goes into the head. And lift the ribs, because we are not bending side to side so much anymore. We are bending at the neck. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, and rest. Move the shoulders back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Time to check in, see how it feels to do this movement. Any less cracking, or maybe the cracking is still there, but it just moves a little bit more smoothly, freer, and rest. Take a deep breath. Let's go into the tatam, tatam. Pa-pam, 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 pa-pam. Pa-pam, 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 pa-pam. One more time, and tam. Pa-pam, 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 pam, pa-pam, 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 pam. Good. We're going to lift my right hip and bring the head closer to the hip. And lower it down. Head and hip on the same side are trying to touch one another and separate. So of course you're going to exhale as the ribs and the side bending is increasing. And I would have given the image of a full moon, but of an empty moon, but today is full moon, so it doesn't work as well. But it's the crescent, right? The head and the hip trying to reach towards one another. They're not trying, they are reaching towards one another. Head and hip, hip and head. Good. Let's move to the other hip. Lift. I'm lifting my left hip. And my head goes to the left. And it sure does not feel like the other side. We're not cookie cutters, are we? Think to yourself, how does it feel different this side from the other? Is it in the waist, in the muscles, in the ribs? Where is the limitation? Where am I holding on that I can, maybe with breath or with a slight repetition, not pushing, can open up other possibilities? So the hip goes up and the head goes towards it. Are you exhaling from your mouth? Are you exhaling from your nose? Are you holding your breath? I hope not. And one more time. And come back to center. Take a breath, see how it feels. We're going to do it again, and this time, as you lift your hip and you lower the head, you're going to lift the shoulder. So it's hip and shoulder goes up towards the lowered head. So the head goes down and shoulder and hip comes up. Exhale as you lift the shoulder and the hip. Let's go to the other side. Lift the hip and the shoulder and lower the head. Exhale, going to the side. And rest. Move your shoulders forward and back. What's going on right now between the shoulders? How do they move? Is your spine rotating? Okay, cool. Let's bend the elbows and move. I'm moving to my right. Rotate, 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 rotate. And when you get to as far as you can go, lower your arms down and catch the chair. So now you're rotated backwards. Inhale deeply. Exhale. And move with the shoulder that's furthest back. It will be my right. Move it back and forward. Back and forward. So I'm holding on to the chair with my fingers, with my hand, and I'm moving the shoulders back and forth. 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 And now turn your head towards me and continue with the head in the looking forward while the back shoulder is still moving back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back, release, bring the arms forward and move the shoulders back and forth and see what it feels like. Good. And bend the elbows, rotate to the left, at least I'm doing it to my left, lower the arms down, catch the chair, look back and move the back shoulder back and forth, 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 back, forward, back, forward, back. Turn the head forward and continue moving the shoulder backwards and forward, going back and going forward. And release. Lift the shoulders up. Hold them as if you were a scarecrow with the shoulders up. The arms are free. Check that they're free. Check that the fingers are not holding tension, that the wrist, elbows, everything is free. Shoulders up. You're still a scarecrow. And 1, 2, 3, let go. Boom. Woo. And move the shoulders back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Is your spine rotating? Are your shoulders moving? Is there any less cracking? Okay, I think we've done enough with the shoulders for one day. I don't want you to hurt tomorrow. Let's work a little bit with the legs. Lift my right leg up. Put hands underneath the thigh so you have freedom to swing and swing and swing and swing. Swing and swing and swing. And swing and swing and swing. And swing and swing. Let's swing more. Find the freedom, the letting go. Tam, ta, ta, tam. It falls. You don't lower it. You swing it and it falls because there's gravity. And now you hold it up there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let go the arms and hold. 2, 3, 4 and release. Amazing. Let's do the other one. Catch the fingers, interlace the fingers, lift the leg and find the swing. Tum, ta, ta, tum, pum, 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 pa, pum, 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 pum. Let go the knee. Find how the leg can just fall with gravity. I just hit the chair. Boom, 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 boom. Guess I wasn't far forward enough. Swing, 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 swing. Hold it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Without the hands. 2, 3, and 4. And let it go. On the very edge of the chair, put your fingers on your ilium bones, on the ASIS. Make sure that the legs are parallel to one another and start walking in place. So one knee is in front of the other because the hip is moving. The hip is moving. Excellent. Keep on going. Keep on going. We're separating between the right side of the hip and the left in the joints in the back. You can even put your fingers in the back of your sacrum right here in the joint and feel how it moves forward and back, forward and back. Okay, rest for a minute. Next, we're going to lift the hip and move it forward. Lift the other hip and move it forward. And now we're going to go back. Lift the hip and move back. Lift the hip and move back. Now you will be tempted to lift the heel as well. See if you can isolate and not lift the hip. So we're going to start with the hip up and forward, up and forward, up and back, up and back. On the way up, back, it's really hard not to lift the heel. Let's try it again. Up and forward, up and forward, up and back, up and back, up and forward, up and forward, up and back, up and back, up and forward, up and forward, up and back, up and back. Last time, up and forward, up and forward, up and back, up and back, and release. Sitting on the edge of the chair, on the very, very edge. Legs are parallel to one another. Arms are released in front of the chair. When my left leg will go forward, my right arm will go forward. Opposition, opposition, opposition. My left knee goes forward and my right arm forward. I bring it back and I change. And I change. On the edge of the chair, I'm twisting my spine so one leg goes forward and the opposite arm goes forward. And notice how the waistline is working really hard. I think I need to let go of this because it's just making it so much harder. I'm sorry. This way. So when this way, and back and forth, and back and forth, and back and forth. So with the hard surface, it's a little bit easier to do it. And it is a workout for the core and the spine. And notice if your shoulders are moving now, forward and back, in a smoother manner. Is there more lubrication to those shoulders? And rest. Okay, on the edge of the chair. Pa-pam, 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 pa-pam. Move both arms to the left. Hold your breath there as you inhale. Hold, hold, hold. Let go. Move your arms to the other side. Inhale. Hold your breath. Hold, hold, hold. Release. Put your hands in front of your knees and move your hip back and your opposite shoulder forward. And change and move the right hip back and the left shoulder is forward. And move back with the hip and the opposite shoulder is forward. And move back with the hip and keep on going. So we're working on different ribs, on different section of the spine, encouraging it to find the rotation and the movement to help. So we don't just walk with the arm or just, including the shoulders and including the rotation of the spine. Cross your arms, take a deep breath. Lift your arms up. Give yourself a nice full breath and exhale as needed. Full exhalation. And inhale again with the arms crossed the other way. Lift, 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 lift. Exhale. Bring your left arm on the left knee and the right hand on the outside of the thigh. Inhale up. And as you exhale, open the shoulders backwards and the arm backwards and rotate your spine as far as you can. And come back. Let's change. Inhale, up. And rotate the spine and rotate the arm and the shoulders. Go as far as you can. And back. And up. And back. And up. And back. And keep on going a little bit more up. And back, and up, and back, and see if you can include the head and the eyes. And come to center. Take a deep breath. Exhale. Take another deep breath. Exhale it, and thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you next time.